Welcome back to Andersen Acres. Today we're diving into a rabbit breed you may never have seen before, the Blanc de Termonde. This is one of those rare old European breeds that's been around for over 100 years, but unless you live right next to a breeder in the right part of the world, you may never actually come across one, okay? Because they are literally that rare. So let's take a closer look at its history, its appearance, its temperament, and why you don't really see this breed very often in North America, even at the shows. So the Blanc de Termonde comes from Belgium, and it was developed in the early 20th century. Breeders crossed the Flemish Giant with the Beverens to create a large white rabbit with good growth and quality meat production. They were originally a meat breed. Back then, the goal was to supply both the meat and the fur industries. It quickly earned a reputation for producing this dense, silky coat and well-muscled carcass, so it was valuable for both meat and for fur. Now, the breed made appearances in shows across Europe, even being displayed in Paris not long after its development. But while it had its moment in the spotlight, it never really spread worldwide the way some other breeds did. This rabbit is hard to mistake once you know what you're looking at. It's medium to large, and it's an albino rabbit, completely pure white and striking ruby-colored eyes. Most weigh between 8 and 12 pounds with a really muscular build, strong hindquarters, and a really nice rounded rump. The coat itself is dense, smooth, and silky. One of the reasons it was valued by the fur industry when the fur industry was far more popular than it is today. The ears are upright, rounded at the tips, and proportionate to the body, giving the Blanc de Termonde a very balanced, tidy look. Does might carry a slight dewlap, so that big chunk under the doe's chin, the doe might have that. Bucks generally do not. Now, despite their size, the Blanc de Termonde is known for being calm and intelligent and quite easy to handle. Much like their Flemish Giant ancestors, they've got a bit of that dog-like personality. They're basically big puppies. They're trainable and responsive and very people-friendly. With proper handling, they make excellent companions and are even suitable for families, even though they're not the easiest breed to find if you're looking for a pet. Now here's where things get interesting. The Blanc de Termonde is recognized by the British Rabbit Council, the BRC, in the UK, but it is not recognized by ARBA, the American Rabbit Breeders Association. This makes a huge difference in where you'll encounter the breed. In North America, most rabbit breeders are working with ARBA standards. They are trying to get their breed to meet ARBA standards, either to compete or to have higher value stock, or simply for the betterment of the rabbit and the breed. However, since this breed isn't part of those standards, it isn't eligible for showing at ARBA-sanctioned events. This means breeders around here don't have much incentive to keep or promote the breed. As a result, the Blanc de Termonde, basically it's very rare outside of Europe. Okay? It is common, not common, but it's not unheard of in Europe itself, but because other associations around the world are not recognizing it, it can't be shown there, so there's no incentive for breeders to keep that rabbit. If you want to see them, you'll probably need to look to European shows or specialized breeders working to preserve the breed. Even in Europe, they're considered uncommon compared to other commercial-type rabbits, but at least they exist there. I've literally never seen one here. Now, because they're rare, Blanc de Termonde rabbits deserve attention from rabbit lovers who value genetic diversity and breed preservation. If you happen to spot one of them at a show or know a breeder who works with them, you're looking at part of rabbit history, a breed that traces back to the early 1900s, but never really gained traction worldwide. A lot of breeds can trace their genetics quite far back, but these guys, they kind of got ignored. Now that is about it for me here today at Andersen Acres. The Blanc de Termonde may not be a rabbit you'll run across every day, but it's worth knowing about and it's worth keeping an eye out for. especially if you are interested in the rarer side of rabbit breeds. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard of this breed before? Have you ever seen one in person? I've seen pictures. I would love to see one in person. Let me know if you had. And thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.